Hi guys, it's Lisa from Kitchen Chemistry. We're going to have a fun craft to do today again. I just want to remind you that we are available for curbside pickup. We have all of our favorite cupcakes and crumb cakes and macarons, all kinds of fun things. So don't hesitate to give us a call and we'll be happy to run it out to you to the car, okay? And also we'll be open from 10 to 3 if you want to run in and pick up your own desserts. Okay, so we're going to get started with a couple of fun different things today. We're going to be using plastic spoons and melted chocolate to give you some really fun things to do with the kids. Okay, one of the things I'm going to start with is making our chocolates with the spoons. So you take regular plastic spoons, no big deal, and you're going to fill them with a little chocolate. So I'm going to take some pink chocolate, and what I did was I put it in a pastry bag. The reason why I do this is because it's easier to melt in the microwave. I can knead it really well, and then I can cut a little tip to give myself some guidance. You can also use freezer bags. That's not a problem. The regular sandwich bags, they don't work. Okay, don't use them. You're going to have a big mess over your counter. Use freezer bag quality or pastry bags for this technique. I'm going to take my spoon. I'm going to fill it about halfway, just like that. I don't want to fill it all the way because I want it to be thin, and I'm just going to tap it. I'm going to cover the whole spoon just like that, and then I'm going to set it on a cookie tray perfectly straight, because that way when I pop them in the fridge or the freezer to harden, they're going to have a thicker base and a thinner tip. So another one I'm going to do, and I'll tell you what we're going to do with this a little later on, is I'm going to take the pink again, and I'm going to just make a little skinny line up the middle, and then I'm going to do the same thing with a white bag halfway through, and then once again I'm going to tap. I'm only going to go right up to the point and let that get cold again. All right, so when I take these out of the freezer, once I do all the spoons I need, I'm going to pop them in the freezer for about 5 or 10 minutes. They're very thin, so it's not going to be a problem. This is what they're going to look like when they come out. They literally just pop right out. You got these adorable little shells. There's lots of things you can do with these, but I'm going to show you the fun one that I'm going to do today. I forgot to get my cupcakes.
All right, go grab on
I'm sorry. I was so worried about all the supplies, I forgot the most important thing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some buttercream, and I'm going to just cover the top of my cupcake with some buttercream. You don't have to be super fancy like I did with that. You can actually roll it in some coconut if you prefer, to flatten it out, and take a spoon, throw a big wad of buttercream in the middle, and then just smear it up and stick it into a bowl of sprinkles or whatever. It's really not that, not so perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 of these shells. Okay, I'm going to put one little blob of buttercream in the middle, and then I'm going to just pile them around. Look at how fun that is. Now, for those of you who picked up a kit yesterday, you have a little bit of that green icing left, I'm sure. And this is the one where I cut the tip into kind of like a bird's beak, a V. Because then what that does is that creates a leaf. So I'm just going to draw some leaves all around my cupcake. And it's an adorable, quick and easy tulip. How fun is that? It's going to look really professional, and the kids will have a blast with that. Now, everyone always asks me, what do you do? How do you get your delicious buttercream? How is it so fluffy? And I'm going to tell you the ingredients are super simple. It's really not rocket science. It's powdered sugar, which is also 10x sugar or confectioner sugar. 1 box is 4 cups. So a recipe for you to use at home would be 1 box of confectioner sugar, or 4 cups. You're going to use a tablespoon of vanilla, you're going to use a cup of butter. All right, room temperature butter, not melty. It's got to still be firm, but you want it to be room temperature. And then you're going to use 2 tablespoons, 2 to 4 tablespoons of milk, depending on I can't give you an exact amount because some people's houses are drier and things like that. You put all this together in your KitchenAid, put a towel around it, turn it on, and let it beat. I'm not joking, for 5 to 10 minutes, because that's the trick to get nice and fluffy buttercream, is to let it beat a long time. A lot of people think once the ingredients are incorporated, the buttercream is done. And yes, it is done, but it's very dense and thick. You didn't give any time for the air to fluff up the butter and the sugar, okay? Another little trick to do, especially in the summer months, is to mix half of with shortening. Plain old white Crisco shortening. And what the shortening does is it allows a little extra more liquid to be incorporated into the buttercream, so therefore you get a fluffier buttercream. So that's all there is to it. If you're going to make chocolate buttercream, remove a half a cup of powdered sugar and replace it with a half a cup of cocoa powder, and then you have a delicious chocolate buttercream. So I don't have any secrets. That's what we do in the bakery here. And it's really delicious. Of course, we have commercial equipment, but the trick is to get that icing fluffy and let it beat in there for a long time. If you have a hand mixer, it's going to take a really long time, but stand mixers does the job beautifully for you. All right. So don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions about that. I'm always happy to give advice on that. So now, the other thing we're going to do, before I had you put a little pink line down the middle, and then we used white chocolate over that to get this kind of shape. So what we're going to do here, if you can tell, can anybody guess? I'm going to take them all out so that I get two that match. Well, I guess these two look the most the same. What I'm going to do now is cover this with more buttercream, and then I'm going to put just a little bit of coconut right down here like that. I'm just making a strip of coconut. Can you tell what I'm doing, guys? It's springtime, and the next thing that we're going to be seeing around the neighborhood, especially in the Poconos, is going to be a bunny rabbit. So here we go. I'm going to take 2 candy eyes. The thing about candy eyes is you never know what way the pupils are going, so sometimes he looks a little scary. But that's also good. Look how fun and easy that is. That's just crazy. Now, if you really want to get technical, you can roll all the buttercream again in all the coconut, or you can roll it in sugar, or what different things. But that is really fun, and no one's going to know that you use spoons to make that chocolate. Again, different things that you can do with this stuff is you can make a dress for a doll, like a little girl, just by putting 3 together this way. And then you can create a little stick figure or something like that to create a little doll. It's really, really a lot of fun. And if anything, they taste delicious just like this. So now that spring is here, and if it's not here yet, it's definitely getting pushed up a little earlier. I'm going to show you how to make some coconut grass. It's really fun and easy, and it's used in a lot of recipes you're going to see on Pinterest this time of year. I'm taking plain old coconut. This is just the plain old flaked coconut. Putting it in a freezer bag, and I'm going to add a drop of food color. You don't want to add too much, because you don't want it to be all over you when people eat it. You don't want it all over their face. And I'm going to zip up the bag. And this is a great project to let the kids do, as long as you make sure you zip that bag up really well. And I'm going to just ruffle it up. And right in front of your eyes it turns green. And you can do any color you want. You can make pretend peeps at Easter and cover it with yellow coconut if you want. And that's that. It's done. It lasts a long time in the bag. I'm going to say at least 3 months before it starts to get a little crunchy. So if I wanted to make my flour cupcake a little more more colorful, I'm just going to roll the base into the coconut. Look how fun that is. Isn't that great? So the whole thing, I always say, don't be afraid in the kitchen. It's only sugar. You can just throw it out and start over again. It's fairly inexpensive ingredient, and if it's going to cause you stress, it's not worth it. So have everything laid out in advance and take it step by step. Don't have the kids sitting there staring at you while you're measuring everything out unless you want to help them measure. Just have patience and have fun, because that's what it's all about. Hope you have a wonderful day, guys. Don't forget we are here if you need anything, and we'll see you. I think we have a scheduled another one of these on Friday at 1 o'clock. So come visit us for another fun thing in the kitchen.